Boss battles in Helldivers 2. Do they really exist? Not really. Render, what did we do?
Well, before we get into it, let's take a trip down memory lane. Do you remember when you first got this game a year ago?
When I was a wee little Helldiver?
You were a wee little Helldiver, working your way through the easy difficulties. You know, you have to complete an operation to move on. And there was that mission. And the mission was slay a Bile Titan. And you had very little at your disposal, right? To deal with that. You had like an orbital strike and what else? A machine gun?
When we first started playing the game, we really only had at our disposal what with those first two war bonds. And we didn't have a lot of the stratagems at our disposal. And because of that, it felt more dangerous. It felt not only more dangerous, it felt, well, dare I say it, a little difficult.
You hit it on the head when you said, you know, you had little tools to deal with it. The thermite's what I use to deal with chargers and most boss, like elite enemies now, you know, or a 500 or a rail cannon strike, you know, just easy. I don't even think about them anymore.
Yeah, we can easily take out anything in front of us, more or less. It doesn't matter what the faction is, as long as we're bringing the proper stratagems.
But I also kind of feel robbed of my favorite experience in the game, which, because like those missions were so cool. So you and I think you had a similar sentiment. You and I wanted to recreate that feeling. And we decided to hunt bosses, make our own boss battles, and just extremely limit ourselves. So, like, do you remember some of the limitations we gave ourselves?
We wanted to be purposefully difficult. So we feel like we're actually hunting this abomination on this strange planet. And we had to think of creative ways to get the job done. So no hardcore orbitals at all. I think we agreed no 500s, no rail cannons, no orbital drops, no carpet bombs, nothing.
The only exception that I think we made was the portable hell bomb.
Well, yeah, because it's a portable hell bomb strapped to your back, which is technically a little skill-based maneuvering on your part, because if you want to successfully take this enemy out, you have to get within a very close radius of it, activate the hell bomb, and ideally run away. Which is so much fun. Also, I want to quickly mention we didn't bring any recoilless rifles. So no like large caliber weapons that do a lot of damage. No anti-tank emplacements, nothing like that. The biggest problem with us trying to do what we wanted to do with these boss battles and hunting these things is the other enemies. Really.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah,
you know, we're
100%.
trying to set up situations where we can take down these enemies in creative and fun ways. And it just wasn't happening a lot of the time. A lot of the time we're just trying to clear the area of the constant reinforcements coming in to support these bosses.
Well, that's actually a great segue, because we're making this happen, but there is a way the developers can make this happen. And in making that happen, they could reduce the spawns of other enemies. But you had some really good ideas of like what they can do now to level 10 difficulties to give this effect.
Why are these specific mission types where you have to hunt a Bile Titan, where you have to hunt the huge automaton walkers, chargers, impalers, fine. If you have these available for level 4, 5, and 6 difficulties, right, within that area of hunting these specific enemies, why not have that available for level 10s? For any difficulties, really, particularly like 9 and 10, where there's far more of these enemies that you have to conquer. Oh, you have to take down 5 Bile Titans. You have to take down 10 chargers and 4 impalers. You know, just a laundry list of enemies that you have to take down, and there's far more of them. I mean, that would be easy, right?
Yeah, I think if you go that route, 5 is too little. You probably need to... I would love a mission that was like take down 30 chargers. I know that's insane.
Well, it's a big number, but it's not that crazy.
No.
Especially because then you're... Okay, 30 chargers.
That's just a bunch of thermites.
Yeah, that's just literally taking a specific armor type that allows you to carry more grenades, bringing thermites, and having a ball.
Right. But if the chargers were all in a close, confined area, and, you know, your stratagems were blocked maybe, so you can't drop a 500 on them.
Yes. If you put me in some type of perilous circumstance where the environment is working against me in every way possible, and I have to take down a crazy number of these large units, I'm going to have fun. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I want that. I'm kind of craving that.
And I think that kind of takes away some of the bitterness of not having access to like a 500 or rail cannon, because that situation's not pleasant. But if the objective is to have a challenge in taking down chargers, then yeah, it's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. And then even further down the line, very quickly, it gives Arrowhead a unique opportunity to drum up some ideas of more larger, bossy type units for each faction.
Exactly. And they're just like a little bit stronger elite enemies.
Correct. Which they've already kind of done, right? But now just like give us a specific mission type to cater to these particular bolstered units.
Yeah, I think that's cool because it adds a number of missions equal to the number of elite enemies we have, and you just scale the amount that you have up, you know? I think there's kind of this idea, too, that you could probably have just, like, particular enemies. So maybe Bile Titans are normal on the map, but there's, like, one Bile Titan in specific that you have to hunt down and find, and it's, like, orange or something, so it stands out.
Oh, yeah. Like the Alpha Bile Titan or something like that.
Yeah, and it just has a ton more health.
And so, it's being guarded by a bunch of other Bile Titans.
Yeah. That would be so sick.
And Shrieker Nests. Okay, and you literally have to
sick.
Chisel your way into enemy territory to finally get to your objective. Like, make it feel like this visceral battle of, holy hell, we need to go into the abyss and destroy this crazy thing in order to be able to succeed in our mission.
Right, and we're talking about bugs here, but I think the same thing could be said for the AT-AVs, you know, or the Hulks.
Bro, without a doubt. Every faction, especially the Illuminate, can get a nice bolster in the ranks of something else, something more menacing.
Can you imagine a mission on the automatons that it was like gunships?
Oh, brother,
bring down 30 gunships. We kind of have that where you can take down the gunship factory, but
correct.
The objective should be different. The gunship factory is off map. You can't get to it. Yeah. But the ships are coming. Take down 30 of them, you know?
And there's just going to be nonstop. Just a whole mission catered towards me bringing an anti-air loadout. Love it. Please. Thank you. I've emancipated.
Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit of a distinction, though. So we talked about these ways that Arrowhead could probably just tweak the game a little bit and give us something. Let's talk about what we really want to see.
All right, dude. You
remember the game Evolve?
Yeah.
It was a 4v1 PvP game. That's not the important part. The important part was you hunted down a monster across the map, and it ran from you, and it tried to heal, and it had special abilities.
Yes.
That's what I want.
I want them to actually be cognizant that you are there for them, and then purposely trying to evade you and do anything in its power to hinder you from killing it.
And maybe it has like a path that it takes, and you can set up, like, it has a designated path, and the intel kind of shows you, hey, it's going to travel along this path. You set up an area with mines and turrets, and then you just lie in wait for this thing to show up, and then it crawls under, and you just boom, 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 boom.
Dude, and with the sandboxy nature of this game already, they already have the makings of greatness. I think what we're advocating for right now isn't even too much of a stretch.
It's not, but it is a new enemy type that's going to require some amount of design resources, you know?
Absolutely, but they can do it. I have faith in Papa Arrowhead. They're not going to let us down, brother.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Hive Lord was supposed to come, and that's what the Hive Lord should be, right? Like, the Hive Lord was revealed, quote-unquote, all the way back when the nursery missions came out.
Correct. It's been a while since they've been hinting at the possibility of this thing existing.
And there's, like, bones of it throughout maps. You've seen those sometimes?
Yeah, they're big. That would... Dude, because now you're giving us a caliber of an enemy where you, I, and our fellow brothers on the battlefield truly do have to work together, in tandem, and develop combination tactics to actually take out a creature of such a size or power. It's not as easy as a Bile Titan.
I think that's what I want. Actually, I think you hit it on the head. I want something where we have to work together. And that might be my problem with what we have now. And I'm not trying to complain, but what we have now, I can be a one-man army and deal with.
Yeah, we've been playing around with that recently, actually.
Yeah.
Just launching and being able, as a solo, to just lay waste. And you can. And that feels good. And I'm happy that the game gives us the ability to do that. But on the flip side of the coin, there should also be some things that bring a little bit more balance. Somebody else doesn't want to do that, they're not interested in that, okay, fine. Well, you have that freedom to just go continue to play the game as you have been.
You bring something up where I haven't found another way to talk about this, so I just want to bring it up. In the vein of like wanting to select your mission types, can we get a UI that supports that? Like, finding these boss missions to set up this discussion was like going to every planet and trying to find the mission type I want. Give me a list of like, these operations are going down, and I can click on it and it will show me like what planet it is, where it is, and the other missions in the operation.
Yeah, consolidate the UI for that for sure. Just display the information more effectively and modularly so we can just get to the meat and potatoes of what we're looking for.
I don't think, just to be clear, I don't think you take away what we have now. What we have now is very cool. I just want an alternative way that if I want to do if I have limited time and I want to do a very specific mission, I want a way to be able to find that mission quickly.
Absolutely. Like just some type of like show me where all the defense missions are. You know, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they're happening.
Yeah. Back to bosses. You got anything else for bosses?
I just I love playing this game. These boss battles are heavy incentive for me to continue playing the game, and we made this video because we created this, right? We wanted boss battles, so we set ourselves certain regulations and certain mission types to go and kind of create what we're looking for. And I love that this game gives us the ability to do that. I am grateful for that.
Right.
But I'm just looking forward to what Papa Arrowhead comes out with next. I think our prayers are going to be answered. They're going to give us something. I just don't know when and I don't know where. But maybe the guys watching do. Does anybody else have any insight? What do you think these fellas are looking for? What do you want in the game? You want bosses? You want big things to fight?
Dumb decisions.